Hi, you're watching WION. I am Sana Khan. We'll get you all the big stories over the next half hour from South Asia and across the world. But first up, a look at your headlines. Indian submarine project at risk after French shipbuilder hit by massive data leak. Indian Home Minister to visit Kashmir to review security and meet the state's leadership. India says United Nations report will help nab underworld fugitive Dawood Ibrahim. At least 10 feared dead after 6.2 magnitude quake hit central Italy. And North Korea test fires submarine launched ballistic missile. Well, the big story right now coming in from India, where the French shipbuilder DCNS has been hit by a massive data leak. The company was building 6 Scorpion-class submarines for the Indian Navy. More than 20,000 pages of data had outlined the secret combat capability of the submarines. The leak has raised doubts about the security of one of the world's biggest defense projects. However, it's not yet clear as to how, where and to whom the top secret information has been leaked. India's naval strategies could take a hit with this development, particularly if the leaked documents fall in the hands of rival nations like Pakistan and China. The Indian government had signed the $3.5 billion deal with DCNS in 2005.
मैंने चीफ ऑफ नेवी उनको बोला है कि वो पूरा विश्लेषण करें उसका क्या लीक हुआ है हमारे बारे में उसमें क्या है कितना हद तक उसका अगर है तो लीक बराबर जब तक वो आइडेंटिफाई नहीं करते कि इट इज रिलेटेड टू अस द फर्स्ट स्टेप इज टू आइडेंटिफाई द सेकंड स्टेप इज टू आइडेंटिफाई व्हाट इज द एक्सटेंट ऑफ unwarranted, but it's not all 100% because we do have our final integration and all that.
And the Indian Home Minister Rajnath Singh will visit the state of Jammu and Kashmir later today. He will review the security situation and engage with the state leadership and civil society members. Before his visit, Singh tweeted that he will be staying at the Nehru Guest House. His visit to Kashmir will be a second one in just a month. Rajnath Singh's 2-day visit to Srinagar will see him discuss the Kashmir issue with all stakeholders. Home Secretary and other senior officials from the ministry are expected to accompany him to the valley. The Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir, particularly the valley, has been under curfew for 47 days now. However, in few parts, the curfew has recently been relaxed. Earlier, the Prime Minister of India said that dialogue is essential for a permanent and lasting solution to the unrest that has gripped the valley. And tracking another one of her top stories, India has prepared a dossier listing 9 residences of underworld fugitive Dawood Ibrahim in Pakistan. However, a United Nations committee has only accepted 6 as valid, calling the other 3 incorrect. India is now hopeful that this validation will prove pivotal in nabbing Dawood Ibrahim. Take a look.
The United Nations Committee has accepted 6 of the 9 addresses of fugitive Dawood Ibrahim submitted by New Delhi. According to Junior Interior Minister Hansraj Ahir, it will help India to nab the elusive gangster.
सरकार का भारत सरकार का गृह मंत्रालय का ये पहला लक्ष्य है कि दाऊद कहाँ है अगर उसका हमें इस तरह की जानकारी मिल रही है इस पर हम जरूर एक्शन लेंगे और इसका हम लाभ लेते हुए जो हमें कठोर कार्रवाई करनी है और हमारी यंत्रणा उस पर एक्टिव हो जाएगी और बिल्कुल उसको लक्ष्य किया जाएगा.
Special Public Prosecutor Ujjwal Nikam said it was high time for New Delhi to act against Islamabad, which has always denied Dawood's presence in Pakistan.
When our sources have clearly disclosed that he is residing in Pakistan, UN panel had confirmed through their channel, then now Pakistan, if he is not ready to extradite him, to deport him, Dawood Ibrahim, we should raise our voice in the United Nations Security Council.
Dawood Ibrahim is wanted by Indian authorities for masterminding a series of bomb blasts that rocked Mumbai in 1993. He fled India in the 80s and has eluded the Indian government since then. Bureau Report, WION.
All right, getting on to some sports news now. India's bronze medalist at the Rio Games, Akshi Malik, reached New Delhi on Wednesday to a warm welcome. The wrestler was accompanied by her state sports and youth affairs minister. Other dignitaries who welcomed Sakshi home included Haryana state ministers Kavita Jain, Rao Narbir Singh, Manish Grover and Vipul Goyal. The wrestler will be felicitated with a cash prize of $37,000 by the Chief Minister of Haryana. The felicitation ceremony will be held in her hometown, Rohtak. Meanwhile, the Indian Sports Ministry has come under fire for mismanagement of sportspersons representing India at the just concluded Rio Games. Amid all the fanfare around PV Sindhu's victory, long-distance runner OP Jaisha levelled some serious allegations against sports officials. Jaisha had fainted at the end of a grueling women's marathon event. She blamed officials for not manning the special water points meant to provide supplement drinks to athletes. India's Athletics Federation has countered the charges of apathy and callousness. The Sports Ministry has even constituted a two-member committee to look into the allegations and submit a report within 7 days.
वर्ल्ड में कितना भी उधर में कंट्री भागा, सबका उसमें स्पेशल फूड था एथलेट के लिए। और इधर में हमारा बॉर्डर बस उधर में काली था, उसमें कोई है ही नहीं था। पता नहीं लोग क्या सोचा, किस वजह से रखा नहीं है। हम लोग भाग रहे, इंडिया का एक फ्लैग बस उधर में नहीं दिख रहा था। हर कंट्री का फ्लैग रह के कोई एथलेट मीन्स हमको कितना भी हम थक गया अपना फ्लैग देखने में, तो बहुत पावर मिलता है। मैं अपना लाइफ में मेरे भगवान में मैं कितना प्यार करती हूँ, उतना प्यार में अपना फ्लैग के ऊपर करती हूँ। हर मैराथन में कोई भी मैराथन, अगर लोकल मैराथन भी रखेगा 42 किलोमीटर, तो खाना पानी सब कुछ रखती हूँ। मीन्स खाना मीन्स बिस्किट और ऑरेंज और बनाना, ये क्योंकि हमारे बॉडी के लिए बहुत जरूरी है। क्योंकि 35 किलोमीटर के बाद में और नहीं तो 32 किलोमीटर के बाद में बॉडी के अंदर हर चीज मीन्स नमक और इलेक्ट्रॉल ग्लूकोज सब कुछ बॉडी के अंदर का हर चीज खत्म हो जाता है। बट इधर में ऐसा था कुछ भी नहीं है, ना टेक्निकल उधर का ऑफिशियल्स रखा ना हमारा ऑफिशियल्स रखा उधर में। इसलिए ओनली वाटर 8 किलोमीटर में एक ही बार वाटर था। स्पोर्ट्स का करियर में इतना साल हो गया मैं स्पोर्ट्स कर रही हूँ। एक इवेंट नहीं, मैं 1500 मीटर से होकर 42 किलोमीटर मैराथन तक भागती हूँ। मैं आज तक कोई कंप्लेन नहीं किया ना फेडरेशन के लिए। अभी भी ये लास्ट मूवमेंट तक मैं किसी को एक भी कंप्लेन नहीं किया। मेरे लिए ऐसा हो गया कोई कंप्लेन नहीं किया। बट अभी मैं ऐसा बोला तो मैं इतना सीरियस था, सब लोग उधर में बोल रहे ये सब कुछ नाटक था। ये नाटक नहीं था, नाटक है तो इतना इन लोगों को समझ में आना है, किसी का बॉडी में 7 बोतल ग्लूकोज नहीं एक्सेप्ट करेगा।
Well, here's another controversy as far as sports is related in India after the Rio Games. Indian wrestler Narsingh Yadav isn't taking his 4-year ban by the Court of Arbitration of Sport lying down. Yadav has now demanded that the Central Bureau of Investigation carry out the probe into the doping scandal that has jeopardized his career. Take a look.
Indian wrestler Narsingh Yadav has demanded an investigation into the doping case by CBI, India's premier investigative agency. Yadav was handed a 4-year doping ban by the Court of Arbitration for Sport, ending his dream of representing India in wrestling at Rio Olympics.
जो भी हुआ है काफ़ी गलत हुआ है। एक खिलाड़ी से इस तरह की घटना नहीं होनी चाहिए। मुझे जानबूझकर फंसाया गया है और मैं ये चाहता हूँ इसकी सीबीआई जांच हो, जो भी लोग इसके पीछे हैं उसे सजा मिले और जो लोग हैं वो पकड़े जाएं। जैसे कि जो मुझ पर बैन लगा है, जो मेरे नाम के ऊपर कलंक लगा है, तो हटना चाहिए। और देखिए, नरसिंह यादव के साथ नहीं पूरे देश के साथ एक गद्दारी है, क्योंकि अगर मैं रियो ओलंपिक्स खेलता तो अपने कंट्री के लिए जरूर मेडल जीतता।
Yadav was suspended after he tested positive for banned steroid in July this year. But Indian anti-doping panel cleared him later, claiming that the freestyle wrestler was a victim of sabotage. The ruling was, however, overturned by Court of Arbitration for Sport after World Anti-Doping Agency filed an appeal against Indian anti-doping panel verdict. Yadav was picked ahead of Sushil Kumar after he won a bronze medal in the World Championships. Bureau Report, WION.
And now let's get you some details coming out of Italy, where a strong earthquake had struck in the central part of Italy in early hours today. Reports coming in that buildings have now collapsed as a result of the earthquake. At least 10 people are believed to have died, many others injured. The U.S. Geological Survey says this was a 6.2 magnitude quake that hit near the town of Norcia in the region of Umbria. An army contingent has left Rome to provide rescue and relief efforts in affected areas. The Italian National Association of Blood Donors has also asked its members to assist in the emergency situation. The mayor of the small town of Amatrice has reported extensive damage, saying that half of the town has turned into rubble. In fact, the local hospital has been partially destroyed as well. He also voiced concerns over a bridge that might collapse as landslides have hit the region post the quake. News now from Thailand, where another blast rocked the nation in the early hours of today. A large car bomb blew up outside a hotel on the outskirts of Pattani in southern Thailand. One person has died, more than 30 wounded. The hotel building has also received considerable damage to itself. The Muslim-majority southern province has been battered by a 12-year-long insurgency. Most embassies have warned their nationals against travel to Pattani because of the long-running conflict between the Buddhist majority and Muslim rebels. Regular shootings and roadside bombings have left more than 6,500 people dead since 2004, most of them civilians. And South Korea's military says that the North fired a submarine-launched ballistic missile off its east coast. This is the latest in a string of missile launches conducted by the isolated country in defiance of United Nations Security Council resolutions. North Korea test-fired the missile in the early hours of Wednesday near the coastal city of Sindhu. The launch comes 2 days after rival South Korea and United States began annual military exercises in the south. The North condemns the joint exercises as a preparation for invasion and has also threatened to retaliate. And news from West Asia, where the United States State Department said that Turkey has formally requested the extradition of US-based cleric Fethullah Gulen. However, the extradition request is not related to July's attempted coup. Let's listen in.
So we can confirm now that Turkey has requested the extradition of Mr. Gulen. But I wouldn't characterize the request as relating to the coup attempt. In fact, they don't relate to the 2016 attempted coup.
And residents of Karkamis on the Syrian-Turkish border were forced to evacuate it after it was hit by 2 mortar shells. The attack on the Turkish town was carried out by the Islamic State. No casualties have been reported so far. The Turkish military retaliated by firing 40 shells at 4 Islamic State targets. Karkamis neighbors the Syrian town of Jarablus, which Turkish-backed Syrian rebels are preparing to attack and seize from the Islamic State. Right, with that, it's time for us to take a short break on lunch hour news. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Lots more news and updates coming up.